Welcome to Above the Garage.
Hi, friends. Welcome to our analysis of Season 2, Episode 5 of Your Honor. So this episode was written by Kendall Sherwood and directed by Peter Sollett. Listen to our interview with him if you haven't yet, because it's very fascinating. We will do our quick round of introductions, and we have a new sub in today we're very excited about, and then we'll dive in.
Hey guys, how's it going? Michael, you may recognise my British accent from the men's episode of Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, or maybe they can match it up with your female British accent to figure out who you belong to. It's not Scarlett.
Yeah. Stepping in for my better half, Raquel. She's currently in Spain, seeing family, seeing friends. So yeah, she asked me to step in and doing nothing with my weekend, and wanted to jump on the podcast again with you guys, have a little chat about Your Honor, because as soon as you guys started doing the Your Honor episode recaps, I'd love to jump on one of them because I loved the first series, buzzing for the second one because I wasn't expecting the second one to come at all, to be honest.
I know, what a nice surprise, right?
I know, yeah. So yeah, pleasure being back here.
We're very excited for the male perspective. And we have Kimberly, as always, talented collage maker, and me, Kate. So episode opens after the party. Michael's doing his walk of shame. Do all the episodes open now with Olivia harassing him? I feel like definitely the last couple did.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like right off the bat, she's texting him 7,000 times.
Yeah.
Poor Michael. But I do like these shots of New Orleans as he walks. Then Big Mo's riding somewhere with Eugene as she puts together his miraculous escape and subsequent hiding spot with her sister. He tells her Little Mo told him that she needed that money, so he brought it to her, and she admits that takes balls, but she hopes he didn't trade them for brains. So don't y'all think after the scene that she really didn't know that Little Mo hid him? Or what do you guys think? It seemed to me that she was actually fully shocked by it.
I feel like she didn't know when it happened earlier this season, but I think she definitely does now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he told her now, but I had thought before if she probably suspected, and I don't feel that way now. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think that she is aware of it now, and I was personally actually really happy when Eugene came back to New Orleans, because I thought, I don't know, he needs to be around people that support him, and even though maybe not the Big Mo's and Little Mo's support base is the best one you could have. But I've ever since the first episode when I saw Eugene, I've had a little soft spot for him. So I really want the best for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, having him back in New Orleans was obviously it's probably not the best thing for him, but I was glad he came back. But obviously as the episode goes on, you can't trust anything that the Big Mo says.
No, but I actually I was the same way. I really wanted everyone to protect Eugene at first, and then I decided he was probably going to die. So I defensively was like, all right, he's going to die. But now I don't think he's going to die anymore. So I'm very excited. I'm back into protect Eugene mode because that was really cool of him. He did do it for Little Mo. It becomes obvious that he brought the money there to save Little Mo in the for. He's just a good guy, right? Good heart, good kid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was a bit worried about him there for a while, drawing those stupid art pictures and so
yeah, exactly. That's when I thought he was gonna die, because stop drawing the gun in your hands.
Yeah.
I feel good though. I think he might. I feel like he might do something with Little Mo, but we'll get there. All right. Then there's a very angry cannoli session. It was cool as a Philadelphian to watch the creation of the cannoli, because cannolis are important in Philadelphia. Anyway, though, Gina wastes no time this episode being mean to Jimmy, even though it's his birthday. Anger summary: Charlie's not going to be Godfather of Rocco, and Jimmy should eat his fucking cannoli. I didn't really think Charlie was going to be made Godfather ever during that little skit, but I do think that she could have respected his power play with the photo. But there's a cool shot of Gina versus the boys on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Even though two of those boys will do her bidding.
Those cannolis looked good, just FYI.
Yeah.
They did look so good.
They really did. Cannolis are really good.
For some reason, I thought she was going to poison them at first. I was like, why is she making random cannolis?
I thought the exact same. I was like, right, she's either poisoned, and then she was wrapping it around the pole. I was like, oh, is she going to hit him with the pole wrapped around? I didn't know what was going on, but
yeah.
I thought something sinister was definitely happening there. But no, clearly not.
Right. I mean, the music was angry. It was all very. I also thought something more sinister than whatever happened exchange there.
And when he's like, fear's not coming, she's just like, fine, fuck you, throws the plate onto the floor. I was like, damn, that's a wasted cannoli. I could have eaten that.
You weren't worried about the broken plate?
No, I'm just worried about the cannoli on the floor.
I'd send you some cannolis, but I don't think they would travel well.
No, I don't
really
think they would, unfortunately. No.
Next up, Olivia does her signature in-person follow-up, demanding details from Michael about last night. He flushed the bug, by the way. I didn't see that.
Mhm.
He hits the highlights for her, ending with the gun to his head, but that's not interesting to her. Carmine Conti is back in town. Bringing him down is some Elliot Ness shit. Michael does not care about that. And before she leaves, she asks him something we talked about in the last episode. When Baxter lowered the gun, he felt relief, didn't he?
Mhm.
So seems like Michael's coming around to life again.
Yeah. I like the Untouchables reference.
Elliot Ness.
Yeah. Kevin Costner taking down Al Capone.
Yeah, she's definitely aspiring to get back to a better role, I guess, in the FBI, I would say,
Yeah.
with this Baxter move, because we're all like a little confused about her motivation, maybe. I think that was evident there.
Yeah. I just love whenever Olivia shows up, I love Bryan Cranston's reaction to her. Like every time it's just pure gold.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, I thought with the bug as well in the suit, I just thought, oh, poor Michael, he can't catch a break. He's got the Baxters on him. Obviously, with the federal investigation, obviously that's not a good thing. He's basically being coerced into it by the feds. But
on all sides, everybody is controlling him.
And obviously, we'll touch on it as well in a bit. But obviously now with his friend the mayor getting involved as well, and it's just. Yeah, it's just from all angles, this has been bombarded.
Yeah, he's so fucked. It's really sad. But he does kind of unwind it, I guess, this episode, which is impressive.
He tries to, yeah.
Yes, tries to. Next up, we have breakfast at the Baxters, which is a barrel of laughs. Once again, Jimmy's under attack from all sides, like you said, Michael. He tells him he's got little Baxter City under control, but Carmine and Gina call bullshit and suggest killing Charlie. If this mayor is a problem, there are ways to get a new one. We have hunted bigger game than that. Doesn't sound so good for Charlie.
No. The music in that scene was really good. Like it was really suspenseful. And I just love watching
You love Salamanca.
Yeah. Mark Margolis is really good. Like I actually haven't seen him in that many things besides Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And it's nice to see him like not dinging a bell.
Yeah. He speaks well.
Yeah, I like the way he delivers his lines and his voice as well.
Yeah. Oh, I was pleased to see him actually. I thought, that's a nice little Breaking Bad reunion happening.
Yeah.
Here, so. Yeah, no, it's a nice little surprise actually to see him come in. But you can just tell his character's so sinister already, just from this one episode. And obviously there's a bit of tension, a lot of tension between him and Jimmy as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how Jimmy handles this, because he's the boss essentially, but now the father-in-law's come into the scene, and
right now he's outnumbered.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously with Gina just seems to be moving further and further away from Jimmy by the episode. So to have Gina and her father in play now, it's I think it's not looking good for Jimmy in later episodes. I can't see that.
I can't see the resolution either, right? Like, I don't see how those three people resolve their power struggle at all. But we will see. So that's exciting. Speaking of mayors, Zeke is very unhappy with Charlie's photo op, tells him it's been a year and they haven't accomplished any of their objectives, which I thought was pretty standard in politics, but Zeke is not happy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be either if I was Zeke. That was such a stupid move from our lovable mayor. I like Charlie's suits. I like the costumes. Olivia Miles, I think, is the costume designer, and I think that she's great. I also like how Michael's very quickly moving back into like better dressed, smarter.
I had that note this episode. He didn't wear dad jeans this episode, I don't think.
It's both subtle and dramatic.
Yeah.
Consider how he was dressed in the previous episodes to him. Like, and he just looks so much better, like his face and everything.
Yes, he does. I do love Charlie's bow ties though. They're very cool.
All right, he's adorable. I love him.
He is cute, isn't he?
Yeah, I love him, yeah.
He's perfect in this role. Now Amy Landecker is back, but she reminds me of Javert from Les Miserables because she's just like single-mindedly devoted to taking Michael down. So that's not good for Michael either. We didn't even include her in the list of his fucking problems. He has a lot of problems. So I assume this guy is the one that's incriminating Michael for Robin's murder. And I wonder if it's her mysterious lover, the guy that comes in with new evidence.
Yeah, because when Nancy kind of looked at him through the window, that was a great shot, by the way. You could see Nancy's reflection in the window.
Yeah.
She kind of tilted her head a bit, like she sort of recognized him. I don't know if anyone else thought that, but
Yeah, no, I did.
Hmm.
And I was trying to recognize him because I was like, oh, we should know who he is, but I don't think that we should know who he is, or I don't. But, there was always the question in the last season, why was she in that part of town at that time? And obviously who murdered her, but
yeah.
Well, we will get back to that.
Yes.
I was surprised by the next scene because it seemed very irresponsible of Michael to be quitting the butcher shop without 2 weeks notice. But he says it's because he doubts he has 2 weeks left. So I guess he's done with Olivia and he's just pulling out of all the deals. But the butcher still gave him, a chance. And it seems disrespectful not to finish his shift. But he does. He finishes his shift. And he really seems to be calling Olivia's bluff, though, judging from his shock at the end. So he definitely could have maintained his employment as he did that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Next scene, Charlie's listened to Zeke now, and he's offering the waterfront to a group of African-American businessmen. So they're going to be upset with him later, right? I mean, he's offering them the deal that he was offering or that Baxter wants, right? And then later on, he's going to pivot and just get them like their businesses involved, I guess.
Yeah. So basically what he was saying was that if they invest, the government will chip in the rest. Was that the deal?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not getting the land anymore. So
right. Now we find out Big Mo bought the bar for her girlfriend. So she won the Gina contest there, but she bought it at the cost of her nephews. I'm like really bummed about this storyline because I hate Big Mo about as much as Gina at this point. That was really fucked up. Why did she care about the stupid bar more than her nephews?
Yeah.
And her girlfriend's nice, so it's not like it was, a demand she made.
Yeah. The only other reason she wanted the bar was, well, one was because of the story that she told, right, of her grandfather and her dad at the bar, but then also just to piss Gina off as well.
Yes, that's probably the biggest driver, but it's just so fucked up. Like at least Gina, I don't know. I was trying to decide if I dislike Big Mo more than Gina now, which would be like a huge revelation. But Gina cares about her family at least, sort of. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I
don't think I'm quite there yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you can't do that to your nephews. I think family's important to me. Loyalty. She don't have that.
No, she does not.
Now we see the softer side of Carmine. He doesn't think he can go to the cemetery. It's too sad because Rocco was just a boy. But as Gina starts to break down a bit, he's strong for her and he tells her that his marriage was no piece of cake either. They just kept it from the kids, as they did back then. And tells her that Jimmy's a lot like her mom. But in her Oedipal way, Gina tells her dad she wishes he was more like him. And shout out to our listener, Melissa, who first mentioned the Oedipus complex early this season. Seems to be like going strong on all the men in her life or in her family, right?
Yeah. Love the acting in this scene. It was really great.
I know.
I was surprised that Carmine was, I guess, saying to Gina to stay with Jimmy when Gina's just like, I want to leave him. But that's probably just his values, right?
Yeah, probably. Old school generation, right?
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't hate him as much as it looks like from the outside.
Just trying to scare him.
Yeah.
I like the beginning of the scene when Carmine was getting like really sad because it was very vulnerable and good acting on his part.
It's always interesting to see someone like that get vulnerable because you imagine that they don't get
vulnerable. Right. Yeah, it's nice to see. And now we see Fia for the first time this episode. Michael's finally shutting down her visits for real. No more half-assed rejections. He's all in on quitting this Olivia bullshit. I want to not gush about this baby again, so I'm not going to, but it's not fucking easy.
Please gush about the baby. That was so cute. Oh my God, that baby. Like, seriously. And the outfit, the stripes, like it was adorable.
The smile. What the fuck? How did they get this baby? This is crazy.
Yeah, the directing by Peter on this baby is like, it's amazing.
He really, really directs babies well, or else this is the easiest part of his job.
Yeah. I love how Fia just like kind of shows up out of nowhere and she's like, is this a bad time? And I'm like, yeah, he's like in the middle of work, babe.
I think I had that note later. He's gonna get in trouble at work. Like everybody's just visiting him.
Yeah.
And he's new on the job, people. And there's a quick scene where Chris and Russell take Lil Mo as Roderick watches on menacingly from his car.
I was surprised to see him in cuffs. I was like, what? Why did they put him in cuffs?
Yeah, that's disappointing, but it gets worse. So
it does get worse.
Now back to Fia. I said this before, but I really like good brother-sister relationships for whatever reason. And this next one was no disappointment. Carlo really loves Fia, and they joke about killing their parents, but ultimately he reassures her that killing their parents with a popsicle, no less. That was funny. But ultimately he reassures her that little Rocco is going to be like her, and he knows this because he's like his parents. He's looking a lot harder in this episode too, like not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like kind of like he knows he has to fulfill his destiny now that Carmine's here or something, especially in this scene. But in the middle of the night when I was up with my kid, I was thinking maybe they will kill their parents.
You reckon they'll kill them with a popsicle?
Probably not with a popsicle, but like when Fia, like when she insists that Carlo is Godfather, I was like, oh, she's trying to like save him. It's a bold prediction, but I'm throwing it out there.
I would love to see that. I can't see it happening,
right?
though. I can't see that happening.
That is the problem with it, but I would also love to see it.
With the popsicle as well, what a way to go. That'd be amazing.
I don't think you could sharpen it enough because it would just like melt on your skin before it went through anything. I think. I don't know though.
That was the most gangster thing he's ever said. Like he had that locked down to a T. The whole process of carving it downwards, and then he described about like maybe melting all the evidence away.
Right.
That's actually very smart.
You've been thinking about this.
He has been thinking about this.
I guess it could work though, because people like get impaled by icicles sometimes, right?
You'd probably have to do it really quick, like once you'd shaved it. Like you have to be in a freezer to shave it, and then just like go out of the freezer and kill someone straight away. Or maybe
bring them into the freezer. Into the freezer.
Yes, good idea.
Much easier that way.
I like how he said they'd have to do rock, paper, scissors, because then the loser would kill Gina. Like that was the worst.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Also just, rock, paper, scissors as that decision maker. All brilliantly written and delivered.
It also made me sad because, again, they're referencing Jimmy and Fia's like old relationship, how Carlo said that Jimmy used to call her Fia the lion-hearted, and I still really miss their relationship. It was real sweet, like for that family.
Yeah, no, I agree, because even though there's so much tension in that family now, you can see that there's so much love there, and they all do clearly all love each other. But for me personally, I just can't see, especially with Fia kind of moving away from them slightly, especially Jimmy and Gina. I don't want to wish well for the Baxters.
No, it's hard, isn't it?
There is that side of it where you kind of just want family to be happy together in that weird way that even though they're a horrible family.
Yeah, in a weird way, I always say that I actually kind of like Jimmy, and I probably shouldn't, but I wouldn't care if like Gina like died, but I'd be sad if Jimmy did.
I'm in the exact same boat. Yeah, I have a tiny soft spot for Jimmy. I don't know what it is because he's not a nice guy, clearly.
Yeah, same.
He's so much better than Gina. Gina's just, she's just horrible.
Yeah. Now Lil Mo is zip tied to a fucking railing in Big Mo's original bar. And the other guys, Chris and Russell, are making their loyalty clear, and it's not to little Mo. He tries to get them to let him go, says she won't know that they let him go. And she walks in then, which is good timing, asks how many times he thinks that's going to work. Also, perfect timing for Eugene's entry. And little Mo points out she fucked the cartel, and she says he did. What a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It made me so mad. He did nothing wrong in this situation. She just, tried to get them all killed, and now she's trying to blame it on him.
I just realized how much I love this set. I think last episode, it looks like, do you know that they have a big round kind of window in the back, and it looks like they're on a ship.
Yeah, it looks like you're right. I noticed that window a lot.
Yeah, I noticed it like so much last episode and then this again. I was
Yeah.
like, I really love the mood and vibe of this whole set.
Yeah, I was trying to think what my favorite set was because you're like obsessed with the butcher shop, and this was in the running.
Yeah, definitely.
Both the bars are nice.
When we realized how Big Mo has reacted to Little Mo, I was like so angry. Like I literally said like what the fuck out loud to the screen.
know.
I was like, seriously?
It's really, really terrible. I think even Andreen said after the episode that she's like making bad decisions now or something. So Andreen's amazing in the role,
Yeah, she is really good.
but I'm starting to hate Big Mo.
I loved how they shot it from below where Little Mo was and then from above where Big
Mhm.
Mo was.
Yeah.
Really impacted the scene. And also again the music, especially the last 2 episodes, I've really noticed the music.
Yeah, but Roderick's posted outside, so she's got to go deal with that before Little Mo. And Big Mo tells him that the money's gone, and he tells her that she's fucked if that's true. By the cartel, whether she kills him or not. Somehow she manages to get him to front her the product to get her cash flowing again so the cartel doesn't kill him. And he agrees with a 15% vig starting now. The deal is done, and that was way easier than I expected, personally.
Was he going to give her product in advance, then they could get the cash flowing, but he wants 15% on top? Was that the deal?
Yes.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I was a little confused when he said, I'm not giving you the product till I get my money.
Yeah.
I guess just like the first interest payment. I don't know.
Yeah. So does that mean she has to, because what I thought at first was he'll give her the product, but then like you just said, he mentioned, oh, I want some cash first. So I'm just like, oh, so they're gonna have to come up with some cash first too.
Yeah, I guess some cash first. I don't know. That confused me. But yeah, I couldn't believe that it was that easy for her. I guess she's right that Roderick will just get killed by the cartel if they don't come up with some plan.
Yeah. So I guess he has to agree at some point because, yeah, like you said, he'll get killed.
Right. My note was Michael's going to get in trouble at work for all his visitors. Jimmy this time, and kind of adorably. I have a problem too. I fucking like Jimmy too much. I like how he looks like really nervous, and he starts with Judge, and then moves to Michael.
He did look really worried, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's like politely asking for a moment of his time. It's kind of a totally different. I mean, think about like the night before to now, and it's just so different. Seems like he needs Michael, so he's there to help both himself and save Charlie's life. Says Charlie needs him. He's trying to stop his father-in-law from stepping in and killing him. It's a power move, but it also feels like vulnerable, like he needs help with his family.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do this the right way as much as he can, I think, too. You know, he is trying to not kill the mayor.
Yeah, I think that's partly why I do like Jimmy, especially obviously more than Gina, because he seems to want to do it the more sensible way, where she's just like, I want to go fuck shit up.
Yeah, I want to kill everybody and kill him now. I don't care about the consequences.
Obviously in season 1, when she basically told Jimmy if he doesn't get his ass into gear and basically burn the house down, then
right, he shouldn't have done that though.
No, he definitely shouldn't have done that. But it's like she's pulling all these strings, and he just wants her to like settle down a bit and wants to do things the right way, air quotes.
Yeah, right. More so the right way, because like that one really was fucked up because they'd already killed Kofi, right?
Yeah,
they'd already had her son kill Kofi, so they'd already sought revenge. Check, but she wanted more. You know.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want his whole family dead, and that's very Gina and not very Jimmy.
Yeah, going back to that scene where Jimmy goes into the butcher's to see Michael. Just I never had any sort of strong feelings towards Jimmy until really like a couple of episodes ago, where like we just said, like he's becoming this kind of vulnerable character now, and I think that really just stems from the introduction of the father-in-law.
Yeah,
where now it's obviously it's business, but I think he's just got this whole kind of vulnerable, I don't want to say scared, but like a worried persona to him. Right. And it just made me laugh where Michael Crichton like tried to kind of par him off, and I think a woman off the street comes
random woman comes in, yeah.
He's just like Michael's, how can I help you? And the woman just pars him off, like, I'm just looking, thanks. Just makes him stay talking with Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, oh, what about this cut of beef over here? Could you come over here? Like, it's just like, oh, Jimmy, like, you really want to talk to Michael.
I like that scene a lot. I like them together.
I'm sad that this might be the last time we see the butcher, because I love this set so much.
Have I missed something with you? Are you in love with the butcher?
She's in love with the butcher shop.
Not the
and
butcher himself, but the butcher's set.
I like the butcher himself.
I was going to say, he seems like a nice guy. I haven't seen him enough, but
Yeah.
Back at Big Mo's, Eugene takes the risk to move over and talk to Little Mo after he tells him he should have never come back. And Eugene tells him he did it for Little Mo, basically. She was going to kill him if Roderick took the money. And Little Mo says, now she's going to kill you too. And Eugene said, maybe, but I had to try something. I love him again, and I want him to live. Big Mo's eavesdropping and trying to play like this is not her fault at all, says this deal is all his fault, when in fact it would likely have been absolutely fucking fine if she hadn't had to buy her girlfriend a fucking bar.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. So she switches to a true betrayal, hiding Eugene, and Little Mo's honest and says, you're right, Kofi was my fuck up, and with the rest of his family gone, I had to do right by Little Man. I really love Little Mo.
Yeah.
My favorite character. And he's a good man. He says, I owed Eugene, and Big Mo says, no, you owed me, and that's a debt you ain't never going to repay. She asked him as her right-hand man how he would advise she deal with him. And as her nephew, how should she? But right then her girlfriend walks in, Janelle, played by Sierra Renee, and sees him cable-tied to the railing and is horrified. And Big Mo follows her outside, points out the obvious, you know what I do, no matter if we talk about it or not. And they don't, but she points out he's your nephew.
And then she says, but he's your blood. And yeah, she's not very happy.
Yeah, there's a difference between knowing what somebody does in their field of work, which is obviously what Big Mo does, but tying up family members, it's not quite the same as running something illegal. She's crossing lines, definitely.
Right. I mean, actually, it's just still wild to me that she's so angry at him. I mean, it must be some sort of defense mechanism because she knows deep down she's the one that's fucking it all up.
Well, she can't blame herself, can she? She's not that kind of character, so she needs somebody to blame. So
right, Lil Mo, it is. Just the lack of loyalty. Like clearly, he's worked for her as her right hand man for like a really long time, and he's her nephew. So it just really pisses me off.
Yeah,
lack of loyalty.
I hate to imagine, like, if obviously we all feel like he hasn't really done that much wrong. Like, obviously he let Eugene go, but come on, like, it was the right thing to do. The rest of his family all exploded.
Right, and she's going to let him go now. So it's like, she gets that too.
She is doing the exact same thing that she is condemning Little Mo for.
Right. I'm unclear, though. I feel like she's using the drug deal as the excuse, which is extra crazy because, again, he did absolutely nothing wrong and it was all her.
Do you think maybe she's just talking about like how they messed up by getting into a fight in the first place, getting caught by the cops?
But that wasn't the problem still. But yeah, she could be, sure. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like you said, Michael, she's not going to blame herself. So she's just rationalizing it in whatever ways she can grab at. But just crazy to me that she's so pissed off. I would have thought she'd just be like, all right, let's just call it even, figure this out, move on.
I mean, she's got her money back, so.
Yeah, like I did not think she was going to get her money back. When that all went down, I was sure Roderick was going to get the money and she was not going to get the drugs or the bar. But instead she got like everything she wanted and now she's disowning her nephew. All right, back to Nancy. She shows Olivia a file, says she's found new information. This is how we get to him. And we know him is probably Michael because she's got a one-track mind. Another person that I don't get the anger, which obviously I mentioned before, but he just protected his son. Like I don't get why she can't understand that. And he served time and now he's helping like Olivia take down Baxter. It's just so crazy to me that she's so hell-bent on him going back to jail. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Michael goes to the mayor's office to tell Charlie to make the Jimmy deal, and he comes clean about everything. Charlie does not take it well. Michael tells him he's part of a federal investigation to take the Baxters down, which is a nice way of putting it all. And Charlie asks why he would cooperate, so he tells him the truth. He admitted that Charlie had helped dispose of the car, and Charlie is shocked and pissed his friend betrayed him. This keeps happening. You ask me to disappear a car, I'm covering up a killing. You invite me to a party, I'm mixed up with mobsters who could murder me. My greatest liability in life is you. And Michael says, I'm just trying to help. And he says, you're the last person whose help I'd ever want. Get the fuck out of here. And it's really very sad because now Michael has nobody.
I know. This made me so sad.
Yeah, me too. This was actually this is probably my favorite scene of the episode.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There was just we've touched on the music score a little bit in previous scenes, but just the music in this one was on point. It was when Michael was kind of slowly breaking the news to Charlie about the car, and it was some weird like drone ambient noise going on, and there was such tension.
Yeah.
And then when Charlie does find out that the music changed to kind of like a somber sadness, so it was like reflecting on how Michael was saying things to Charlie, then the music changed to how Charlie's reacting to what Michael's telling him. It was on point.
So
that whole scene for me, it was amazing. Really good scene.
It was.
And yeah, just poor Michael. Just it's the one person he's got left, really.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
he's in deep shit with the Baxters. The feds are messing him around. He's really just got Charlie left.
He's still got Django. That's the only one left.
Of course, that's
true. Like even
his
his mother-in-law is being a bitch to him. And what he did is so understandable. It drives me crazy that nobody understands it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad scene. I suspect Charlie will come around again, but
I was actually really surprised that he just kind of told him. I really wasn't expecting him to find out actually this soon.
I think I was only not surprised because of the butcher scene when he quit and said, I don't have 2 weeks left. I figured he was pulling out of all the deals. But it still seems like in the end, he wasn't really expecting to be arrested again. So I don't know.
No, well, I wasn't expecting that either, but I don't know what he was expecting, since Olivia said from the beginning, like, if you don't work with me, this is going to happen. So
I think she texted him that several times that morning as well. And it's been stated many times.
And like we said earlier, Michael's looking much better now without those dad jeans. I mean, the dad jeans were cool, but like now he's wearing actual pants. He looks good now. He's looking better.
He's also just like the manicured face.
Yeah.
Facial hair.
Not looking like Saddam Hussein anymore. So
no, that was so funny. Somehow everyone making this TV show does not have misophonia, the hating of hearing people chew that I have, because Carmine's slurping the shit out of his soup in the next scene, and I did not enjoy the sound at all.
It was so loud.
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable.
Everyone was like, can you stop slurping, please?
Jamie was giving him this evil eye, just staring at him in the soup. But it really made me laugh, actually. Jimmy just staring at him across the table, like, can you shut up?
So maybe their meals are barrel of laughs. It made me laugh too. Fia demands to know why she needs to be there at all for this, and Carla stands up for Fia, tells him to cut her some slack when they tell her to sit back down as she tries to leave. Oh my god, this is all still about the baptism. Jimmy's corrupted the spirit of the baptism by leveraging the soul of Rocco. I like that phrasing. And Fia tells her there isn't going to be a baptism. Then Gina tells her that she's condemned her child to hell for all of eternity. And Fia brilliantly replies, save us a seat when you get there. That was my favorite line of the whole episode.
I loved that. Yeah, that was so good.
Gina's obviously going to hell, but she doesn't think she is just because she was baptized. Drives me crazy. So I'm very glad Fia called her out. But then Jimmy steps in to stand up for Gina. Gina's faith is what holds this family together. LOL. Basically, he says Fia's got to do this for them. They want their grandson baptized. And Fia negotiates, but not really, because it's what everybody wants. I want Carlo to be godfather. Gina's trying not to shit herself with excitement, and everybody raises their glasses except Fia. But yeah, I felt like that was kind of a move on her part to like pull Carlo back to her side and maybe try to save Carlo. I might be reading too much into things, but I like them, brother, sister.
I think it was also a move from Jimmy to look better to Gina and Carmine, because there's no way he thinks that. I don't believe that one for 1 second.
I know, right?
No.
Her religion holds the family together.
Even her face was like really shocked. She was like, what?
It does?
Yeah.
As much as Charlie would probably be a good godfather, that Jimmy said to everybody in that party, Carlo is definitely the logical the logical option to be the godfather.
Right, like he's the only option, really. So I'm not shocked. Since this baptism has had so much focus, maybe something big is going to go down at the baptism. Maybe they kill their parents at the baptism.
They drown them in the holy water.
Sheena would probably like that if she's got to be murdered by her child.
Yeah, true. Actually, she would.
Back at Buffa's bar, where Lil Mo is tied to a railing, Eugene feeds him some water and apologizes to him. And Little Mo tells him, it's not your fault, little man. And Eugene asks him if he and Kofi were friends, and Little Mo replies, you can have friends and you can have soldiers, you can't have both. But as Eugene walks off disappointed, he tells him he should have had a big brother looking after him, and he's sorry about that. And then Big Mo comes out, and the music tells us it's a moment of truth. She asks Eugene how Houston treated him and if he'd have ever come back to New Orleans if not for the whole money situation to save little Mo. And he tells her there's nothing for him here. So she makes her judgment and tells him to stay here tonight, but tomorrow your ass is back on a bus to H-Town. So that's exciting. But then she tells Russell to take little man in the back. Not exciting. And even worse, she makes him put headphones on. Little Mo knows what that means. He's dead. Or so I thought. Then that bitch tells him he ain't family anymore, not to her and not to Desire, not no more. She cuts his bindings, which makes me think for a second he was free to go, but not before he gets salvaged by his fucking friends. And she says, blood in, blood out. Next scene, we see a van dumping him on the road in the middle of the night, area we don't know, and he's had the absolute shit beaten out of him, but he's able to stand up and limp away, and I hope he kills that bitch.
Yeah. Firstly, congratulations to Eugene getting straight A's. I was very proud of him.
Yeah, that did also. Big reveal. Big reveal.
I know, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, good work.
Aww.
Good work, little man.
I wasn't either. I thought he was a little distracted by his drawings, but
I know.
yes.
Yeah.
Honor roll for Eugene.
But other than that, I'm pretty sure I literally was like, grrr, at the screen, like when she was like blood in, blood out, and then I knew what was going to happen. I was like, oh man, really?
I know. As they got up to.
That scene had me all over the place. For 10 seconds, I thought, okay, well, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. He's cut loose. They're going to let him go.
Yes.
Oh, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
The shit kicked out
Same,
of him.
yeah.
He's dead. Oh, he's not dead.
Yeah.
So it had me, for 2 minutes, I was all over the place.
That was a
mentally.
good summary.
Yeah, basically, yeah. In a nutshell, that's what happens.
That's exactly how I felt too. He's dead. He's not dead. He's dead.
As much as I didn't like Big Mo before that, but during that scene, same as you guys, same as probably everybody, I was just shouting at the screen like, oh, I can't stand that woman now. I absolutely hate her.
I know. On top of like what she's doing, like screaming that shit at him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what direction he goes. Like, is he just going to leave it now? Is he going to? Well, he's out of the business now. But is he going to try and get some revenge on Big Mo somehow? Or
yeah, I mean, can he just walk free? Because actually, that would be his wisest move at this point. Like, he's got to way out of this fucked up place.
Yeah,
as long as him and Eugene team up somehow.
That's what I figured. Eugene will run into Little Mo, or Little Mo will try and find him, and then something's got to happen.
It's good though, because I love them. So,
and the makeup also I thought was really good when we saw the close up of Little Mo's face when he got kicked out of the van.
Yeah,
that was really good. I'm assuming they'd probably use prosthetics for that kind of stuff, right? For his eye was like seriously swollen. When he did get kicked out of the van onto the road, I love that shot of basically him just in the darkness, and it was a pretty wide shot, but you could literally, one of the only things you could see was his really bright white sneakers.
That's funny, the contrast, right? It's nice that they avoided getting blood on the sneakers. That was thoughtful of them.
Oh, you're right. The sneakers stayed clean.
That was a very upsetting scene for me.
It was very upsetting.
I always thought that she was going to eventually like let it slide, let him free. So I was wrong. Jimmy's meeting with Charlie now. He's got to break the difficult news that he's revoking the Godfather offer. And Charlie takes it pretty well. They negotiate a new deal for the waterfront. It will be a partnership if he's going to get this done. He's going to employ Black-owned businesses and build things like low-income housing, community centers. And while Jimmy says that's a very long list, they shake on it. Either this development is a genuine partnership or it's an empty plot of land. So Jimmy saves face, and we learn Olivia is now working directly with Charlie. So Michael is fucked. And Charlie recognizes he will live to fight another day this way.
It was a smart move by Charlie. I think he basically saved himself there.
Yeah, I wonder though if he knew he was fucking over Michael. I'm sure he did at the same time, so that sucks. But maybe he didn't.
I don't know if necessarily he was fucking over Michael, but he was definitely saving himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Stepping into the Olivia deal, I think just doesn't leave Michael any leverage to get out of. That's what Michael wanted, right? That's why he came in and told him the truth about everything.
Yeah, exactly. One of the lines that I liked in this was when Charlie was listing off all the things that he needs to build more of: school, library, community center, low-income housing. Jimmy was like, that's a very long list. It sounds more fitting for Santa. Charlie responds, North Pole doesn't run without elves.
Charlie's got good lines.
He does have really good lines, actually. I've noticed that this season.
Yeah. The show's got great writers.
Yeah.
And Gina finally fucks Jimmy because he's finally made her pleased. So that was exciting for him.
That kind of scared me, like when he was looking in the mirror and like she kind of just appears and I was like, oh gosh, she's like the devil.
Yeah. She is a lot like the devil. So
And his face, like when it goes off them looking in the mirror and they just close up on his face, like about like what's to happen. Like obviously he hasn't been laid for a while. It looked like that was gonna be a kind of angry Baxter sex.
I mean, that's how I expect their sex to be all along.
Yeah,
But
actually, you're right. That's probably what they like to do in bed.
Michael's feeding Django, and Django wants some of that peanut butter Brian's been carrying around in his pocket. And then Michael has a taste of it and he loves it. He's enjoying simple things again, like food. Shout out to our friend Sarah, who called this out, that he was drinking water to fill his stomach because he wasn't ready yet to like live. I think that she was right.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
Olivia comes in, as she's wont to do, and Michael quits, tells her she can't keep moving the goalpost on him and she can take him back to prison, but they are through. She says she will tell him when they are done. And he says, nope, I am done. And she's like, all right. She picks up her phone. He assumes she's calling his bluff, is what I thought. But then the doorbell rings, and without waiting for anyone to open the door, Nancy walks in and Olivia tells her he's all hers. And she arrests him. Her dream come true.
I love how they give us these little Django scenes because I bet they know that that's what we want. Like more Django. That was such a cute scene.
I know, he's such a cute dog.
He's so good. Like, oh, I want to give him more peanut butter and lots of pats.
Well, it was interesting too, after hearing from Peter that that's how they direct dogs, by putting peanut butter in your pocket, on your hand. So I like seeing the peanut butter after that.
Yeah.
Did you guys think Michael really thought she was going to take him to jail, or did you think he was calling her bluff?
I thought he was going to go to jail. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything sinister involved in that. I didn't think he was going to go off and get whacked or anything like that. I thought, yeah, they aren't taking him. Obviously, I wasn't expecting the end, the reason why they're taking him in, or what they said.
Yeah.
They're done with him now. They got what they needed. They got Charlie involved. So
She was pretty clear about it all along. So
Yeah, and she didn't hesitate this time either. Usually she's just like, you have to work with us. You have to work with us. And this time she was just like, okay, I'll text Nancy. She's coming.
I don't see how Nancy would have settled for not arresting him at that point if he had, I forget what she was asking him to do, but if he'd gone along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go learn why he's been arrested. As Nancy interrogates him, we learn that he lied to police about his alibi on the night of his wife's murder. Oh shit, finally what I've been waiting for years, more info on Robin's murder. You guys think he killed her?
No.
No, I want to say no. I didn't like his reaction though. Like there was no shock in his face. Obviously, he's just been taken back to prison, so you rightly so you'd be a bit pissed off. But he was just scowling at her, and I just thought, oh well, your face isn't really showing the face of a person that's just been accused of wrongly killing their wife. So I don't think he did.
Right. He wasn't doing himself any favors with his reaction.
I was so shocked at the end. I literally was like, what?
Yeah, same.
On my notes here, I wrote what with like 50 T's on it with like loads of exclamation points. I was like, what is going on? But maybe he did lie about his alibi.
Yeah, I think that's
really
probably the case.
I don't think he did it. Like I 100% believe that. Yeah, definitely. There's no way, surely.
No.
I don't think he could have done it either.
No.
But yeah, I do think he lied about his alibi, whether he's having an affair or what is going on. It does, like you said, he didn't seem like shocked by the alibi lie thing.
I am excited to finally start hearing more about the death of Robin because
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was interesting.
They teased it last season and then nothing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to know more about it anyway. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen.
Yeah, I want to know who she's having an affair with. I want to know all of it.
Yeah.
So
maybe this is how Michael gets in, like how he said that Michael is involved with literally everyone in the show. And now this is how he's going to get involved with the Desire crew because maybe the guy was from the Desire crew. Yeah.
I was just about to say that. It's still like intriguing to me that he's not connected with that part of the show, right? There's a connection between Desire, Big Mo, and Michael.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a wrap on our analysis of season 2, episode 5 of Your Honor. Come back next week for episode 6.
Bye.
Bye.